This thing's working. There we go. Okay, awesome. Well, as she said, my name is Kevin Coon. I am an account manager for ServPro. My colleagues are right there, Miss Robin Fielder, Kyle Brotzman, and Kelly Parziali. They have been kind enough to bring me into the fold, so appreciate you guys. And it's been a great almost 11 months now. So appreciate you guys being here today. Personal branding to me is the process of defining and promoting what you stand for as an individual. Your personal brand is a culmination of the experiences, skills, and values that differentiate you from everybody else. So today, I thought it was a good idea for me just to kind of talk about my career. You got the really brief synopsis there. Obviously, it's definitely a lot to it. So like she said, I did spend 10 years at Norco. And I can truly say that I did start at the bottom on the loading dock as a temp for 6 months. And so there's not really a lot of personal branding that goes on there because there was a revolving door of people going through there because it was literally the worst job at Norco, without question. So yeah, from there, I knew that I didn't want to spend any more time than I had to. And so I went and got my CDL and transferred over to the Meridian store where they needed medical drivers and different things of that nature. And so that really kind of sent me into the customer service realm. And so personal brand for me there was just really being top-notch customer service, taking every customer and patient interaction as if they were my own family. So yeah, definitely spent a lot of time there. Worked in the commercial medical gas delivery, did home setups, warehouse, dispatch roles, customer service, and really built that personal brand by taking awesome care of my customers. So yeah, through that, I was able to get into the customer service department where I dealt directly with referral sources like clinical resource managers in the hospital role, discharge planners, occupational therapists, physical therapists, and really built that brand as just being somebody that they could trust. And knowing that when they called and said jump, we said how high. And so that's really where I built my personal brand as far as that was concerned. Really just taking every opportunity to be the yes person. And so that's really where I've made really good strides there as far as my personal brand. That personal brand, I worked in the hospital sales arena for about 5 years and really increased our referrals and our brand awareness in the hospital setting, which led into a managerial role. I took the assistant manager role at Norco, working with their customer service department, overseeing the customer service department. So 30 plus customer service individuals that I was responsible for training, motivating, and leading. And so my personal brand certainly helped me in a managerial role as well. That Norco branch consistently was hitting $2 million a month in sales. So yeah, it was really a significant job there. I trained our customer service reps. I would work the reception desk when our receptionist was gone. I would work a customer service desk whenever somebody was gone as well. So my personal brand there was being somebody that didn't look at any job as beneath them. There was really a good leader and a good teammate in that regard. Not many managers, I don't think, want to sit at the reception desk and take hundreds of calls per day for Norco for sure. And so that was the way I was able to kind of build that personal brand there. Really, it's just being authentic. I think that's the biggest thing is for my personal brand is being authentic and showing up just in the best light that you possibly can. Being honest. People they can see through the dishonesty and they can see through the BS. They can see through a sales pitch. They can see through all those kinds of things. Biggest thing that I took from Norco was probably like my month one. The old CEO, Larry Kistler, I was at a barbecue with those guys and they said, you know, the whole thing was find the need and fill it. And I think that's the biggest thing with any industry that you can look at is, okay, how can I make somebody's life easier? With us at ServPro, we want to make the referral process as easy as possible. We want to be the people that people want to see. They don't want to see us when their house is flooded. But, you know, being able to be a good resource for somebody whenever that need arises. So find the need and fill it has been a big mantra for mine. No matter what industry I was in, no matter what job title I had, anything like that. You can find a lot of those deficiencies wherever you're doing and find the need and fill that. So When I left Norco, I started working for a local glass shop as their sales guy. And this is probably the biggest lesson that I learned in branding. They didn't really have a good brand at all. They didn't really have any recognition or market share in this valley at all. I was used to working for the big company. Norco's a big company. They had the name, right? So it was easy. As long as we showed up and were responsive, we were probably going to get that work. When I was working for the local glass company, we were up against the big dog. We were up against the Safe Light of the world. Everybody knows, you know, the Safe Light repair, Safe Light replace, right? And so I can't compete with that, and especially with a sales guy that was there for 10 plus years, right? So I really had to differentiate myself and find that need, and again, fill that need. So we again wanted to be the absolute best and easiest to work with. So we came up with a good email system. There are a couple of insurance agents in here that did give me some opportunities. Hi, Jesse. How are you? She's one of my first customers and referral sources. So she's seen a lot of my story as well. But yeah, and so really trying to find that need and fill it, differentiate yourself. And so one of the ways that I did that, about week 1 into the glass shop, I joined the Meridian Chamber of Commerce. Right, there we go. Thanks. And I was surprised that we didn't have any community involvement at all. Norco, it was a different walk every day or every weekend, you know, supporting some sort of nonprofit, whether it was the Alzheimer's Walk, the Cancer Walk, the ALS, whatever the case was. I came to the glass shop and there was little to no community involvement at all. And so people didn't know who we were. The brand recognition was not there. And so I decided that the Meridian Chamber of Commerce was a fantastic avenue for us to build our business. I've had a lot of different roles throughout the Chamber of Commerce. When we joined, I started going to the ribbon cuttings right away. The after hours, the business, you know, the first Fridays, all those kinds of different things, and really just kind of building myself, but at the same time building our brand as the glass shop in town. And so that was one way that I was able to do it. Went up to the ambassador committee and started working with the ambassadors. And that's a fantastic way to meet new people and really build that personal brand as well. I co-chaired the ambassador committee for a few years with Cheryl Mulvihill, and then was asked to join the board, which has been a fantastic experience. And that certainly helped out the glass shop that I was working for. I took every opportunity that I could to meet new people, whether that was at the First Fridays or whatever the case was. I probably volunteered for every monthly luncheon for like 3 or 4 months straight and just got to know people. And the more that they see you at things, the more they're going to trust you to do their work as well. I think that's a big thing. A lot of people will try to do something in a networking group and they'll show up for the first few weeks and they don't see that instant gratification, that are instant return on investment of their time, and they just bow out. And so definitely blessed to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, and that was a great win for us at the glass shop as well. So when I started over there, it was maybe 30 referrals a month, and I thought that was a pretty good deal, right? Maybe one a day, one a calendar day. When I left in 2021, I had 1,300 referrals that year, so over 100 referrals per month. So definitely a great avenue and a great way to build the brand is just be present, be authentic, show up, and be somebody that people want to actually talk to, right? I think the biggest thing that we look at, I'm a sales guy, there's probably a lot of sales people out here in the field today. A lot of people, they will just try and take, right? How can I get business from this person? How can I do this? But I think you have to be more of that. You have to have more of that servant heart and be more giving than you take. I think that's another big deal as far as that personal branding is concerned. Just being a good connector and introducing people that you think that can do business together, right? I think that's a huge deal. So let's see here. What else have I got here? I will tell you, when I left the glass shop, I was there 8 years, and some of you know why I left the glass shop. Some of you may not, but my old boss, when I was giving my notice, asked what I was going to do. I said I had absolutely no idea, but I have a fantastic network. I have a fantastic network of friends that are going to help me land somewhere, right? And he's like, he tried to take ownership of that. He tried to take ownership of the last 8 years that I spent at the Meridian Chamber of Commerce building my personal brand. And so he's like, well, why do you have that network? And it's like, well, I showed up to everything, and your brand benefited from me putting myself out there for the last 8 years. And so I think, you know, it's one of those things. Kelly sent me a screenshot of a quote last week. It says, employees building their personal brands are not liabilities, they are assets. And 5-minute warning. Thank you. That's like the life preservers getting thrown out for me. No, I'm kidding. But to me, your personal brand is your reputation. How do people view you? Are you someone that takes, or are you somebody that wants to give back with little to no expectation of anything in return? And I say this all the time to even my colleagues and my referral sources as well, is I've got to be able to look at myself in the mirror at the end of the day and just know that I've contributed in some positive fashion, that I just haven't taken, that I want to be that light for somebody else. So, but yeah, I think that's about all that I had here. I'd like to take a minute to thank Solve for putting me up here. I still don't know why you did it, but yeah, this is a great event. It's well attended. Thank you everybody for being here. Let's give them a round of applause as well. So, and I'm happy to take any questions you guys might have as well.
Oh, we can't let you off the hook that easily.
No.
So you said, why did we put you up here? I think what I notice about Kevin at every event that I go to, he is looking to meet people for the sake of meeting people and figuring out what he can. So what I would like to know is, how do you talk to someone, learn more about them, and figure out how you can help them?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of really being a captive audience to whoever you're talking to. I think too often in the sales arena and the networking arena, it's almost like you're thinking about what you want to say to that person next, as compared to really sitting down and listening to them and what their needs might be. And so, yeah, I always look at a name tag and just want to know more about the business. And I always ask, what's a good referral for you? How can I help you get connected? Because early on in my stint with the Chamber of Commerce, same thing. I was the new guy. And the ambassadors really took me under their wing, because it's just like, if you don't have a group or anybody like that, you're just kind of on the outside looking in. And so that was the same treatment that I got early on, with somebody that wanted to be inclusive, brought me into their fold and kind of helped me got connected. So, yeah.
Any other questions? Nope. I should have worn tennis shoes.
So tell me how you manage your calendar as far as like networking events and making sure that you're showing up when you need to show up and
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce, so I get those emails constantly when I'm building my calendar. And I'm afforded a lot of the opportunity to be flexible in my schedule. I know a lot of people are working that desk and they don't have the opportunity to go out to those ribbon cuttings and all those kinds of events. And so for people that can't do that, I think you just got to be a lot more selective as far as which ones I'm going to get the best benefit out of, how they're going to be well attended, those kinds of things. And of course, we also use CRM, Salesforce, that kind of helps me with my schedule as well, and keep me on track. Yeah, that's kind of how I do that, how I can manage that. Hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, thank you.